If you've been learning backend development, you've probably come across a framework called NestJS. You might even be wondering, if I already have Node.js and Express, why do I need another framework? That's a fair question. The answer becomes much clearer once your backend applications start growing. In this video, we'll understand what NestJS is, why it was created, what problems it solves, and why it has become a widely used framework in the Node.js ecosystem. NestJS gives you a structured way to build and organize backend applications. It doesn't replace Node.js. Instead, it runs on the Node.js runtime and is primarily designed around TypeScript, which is compiled to JavaScript before the application runs. The result is a framework that brings conventions and architecture to Node.js backend development. Now you might ask, if Node.js already lets us build backend applications, why was NestJS created? The reason is that Node.js is intentionally minimal. It gives you the runtime, but it doesn't tell you how to structure your application. Developers are free to decide where to put business logic, how to organize files, how to manage dependencies, how to implement authentication, and how to structure the application as it grows. That flexibility is useful, especially for smaller projects, but it can become difficult to manage when the application and development team get larger. Without common conventions, different developers can organize the same code base in completely different ways. This is where NestJS helps. It provides a consistent architecture built around concepts such as modules, controllers, and providers. Related functionality can be grouped together, making the codebase easier to navigate and maintain. Instead of every developer inventing their own structure, the framework gives the team a common way of organizing the application. This becomes especially valuable when multiple developers are working on the same backend, or when the application needs to evolve over time. Another common misconception is that NestJS replaces Express.js. It doesn't. By default, NestJS uses Express as its underlying HTTP platform, while NestJS provides the higher-level application architecture around it. NestJS can also use Fastify through its HTTP adapter system if you prefer that platform. This means you can benefit from NestJS's architecture without having to build the entire HTTP layer yourself. So what does a NestJS application actually look like? At the center are a few important building blocks. A module groups related functionality together. Controllers handle incoming HTTP requests and decide which operation should run. They should generally avoid containing the application's business logic. That responsibility usually belongs in providers, commonly implemented as services. A service might contain logic for creating users, sending emails, processing payments, or generating authentication tokens. Services can then communicate with repositories, ORM models, or other data access layers when the application needs to read or write data. Keeping these responsibilities separate makes the code easier to understand, test, and maintain. As you start working with NestJS, you'll also notice many lines beginning with the @ symbol, such as @controller, @get, @post, and @injectable. These are decorators. Decorators attach metadata to classes and methods so that NestJS can understand how they should be used. For example, @controller tells NestJS that a class handles HTTP requests, while @get tells it which HTTP method and route a particular method should handle. They may look unfamiliar at first, but they make NestJS code expressive and consistent once you understand the pattern. Another major advantage is the NestJS ecosystem. It provides first-class support and integrations for features commonly needed in production backends, including dependency injection, validation, exception handling, testing, WebSockets, GraphQL, microservices, and API documentation with Swagger. Instead of designing an architecture from scratch and assembling unrelated tools for every common requirement, developers can use a consistent ecosystem around the same framework. So, should you learn NestJS? If you're completely new to backend development, it's better to first understand JavaScript or TypeScript, Node.js, HTTP, and basic backend concepts. You don't necessarily need to master Express first, but understanding what a Node.js, HTTP server, and middleware-based framework do will make NestJS much easier to understand. Once you have those fundamentals, NestJS is a useful next step because it teaches you how to structure larger backend applications using clear architectural patterns. Let's make this concrete. Imagine you're building an e-commerce backend. You might have separate areas for users, products, orders, and payments. With NestJS, each area can be organized into its own module. Controllers can handle incoming requests, services can contain the business logic, and data access components can handle communication with the database. As the application grows, you can add functionality without turning the entire codebase into one large collection of files and functions. So, to summarize, NestJS is not a replacement for Node.js, and it isn't simply another version of Express. Node.js provides the runtime. Express or Fastify can handle the underlying HTTP layer. NestJS sits above that and provides a structured architecture for building backend applications. Its modules, controllers, providers, dependency injection, decorators, and ecosystem integrations help teams build applications that are easier to organize, test, and maintain. The key idea is simple. Node.js gives you the freedom to build a backend your way. NestJS gives you conventions that help you build that backend consistently as it grows. And that's the real reason NestJS exists.